Hi everyone, welcome to part 3 of my energizing series. So we're going to start with our Bhastrika breath today, which is another style of pranayama. So I'm just going to show you how this works first. This is absolutely amazing for energizing the body and the mind. This is great to do first thing in the morning when you wake up. And also it's going to oxygenate the blood, which is going to bring some nice vitality to the organs. So you're just going to rise those arms all the way out to the side and take a bend in the elbows. So we're going to cactus those arms. So bringing those fingertips nice and wide here, and as you breathe in, you're going to stretch those arms all the way up, keeping a nice bend in the elbows. And as you breathe out, what you want to do is clench the fists and draw those arms all the way down. So we're going to inhale through the nose as we rise, exhale, clench the fists and draw down. So all the breaths are going to come in and out through the nose, and we want them to be nice and quick and forceful. So just doing this together, inhale, we rise the arms, inhale. Inhale, rise the arms. Exhale, clench and down. Inhale, rise, exhale, down. So I'm just going to do it with you so you can see how this works. Relaxing, resting the hands back down to the lap. Take some breaths, come back to your natural breathing pattern. This is going to take a bit of getting used to for anyone that hasn't tried this before. If you start to feel a bit lightheaded or dizzy, then feel free just to take a moment to come out of this pranayama. No pressure here. And we're going to gently move into our round 2. So we're going to inhale, rise the arms. And begin. Relax, it's 20 breaths. Hands back onto the knees, find your normal breathing pattern. And we're going to move into our final round of 20 breaths. So by this point, you're going to feel nice and energized, ready for our short flow today. Take an inhale, rise those arms. And begin. Rest the arms back down. 20 breaths complete. So in a total, we've taken 60 of our Bhastrika breaths. So you may feel some sensations running through the body here. Don't panic, this is all natural. Breath is an incredibly important part of our day. And just gently tilting the chin down towards the chest. And as we take a breath in, we're going to roll the neck, roll the head all the way over to the right hand side, bringing that right ear down to the shoulder. Exhale, rolling back to center. Inhale, rolling the neck over to the left. Exhale, back to center. Inhale to the right. Exhale, back to center. Inhale to the left. Exhale to center. Inhale to the right, one more. Exhale back to center, lifting that head all the way back up to neutral. And you're just going to bring those fingertips out to the side now. See if you can stretch those arms as long as you can while still keeping those fingers on the ground. We're going to take a breath in here. And as we breathe out, we're going to tilt the head over to the right hand side, and you're going to feel a lovely stretch through the left side of the neck here. Breathe some space into that left side of the neck. Maybe see if you can walk those left fingertips just slightly more, creating a stretch through the arm. And you're going to reach that right arm all the way up, placing that hand on top of the head. Just allowing gravity to pull the head down even more. One more breath. And gently releasing the right hand all the way back down, bringing the head back to neutral, keeping those arms nice and long. Take a breath in. And as we breathe out, this time we're going to lower the head over to the left hand side, finding that stretch through the right side neck. Take some gentle breaths. Maybe see if you can walk those right fingertips just slightly more. And on the next breath in, rising that left arm all the way up, placing it on top of the side of your head here. See if you can create even more of a stretch. Allow the hand to be heavy on the head. We don't want to press it too much, but just enough to create a nice stretch in the neck, releasing some tension here. And slowly coming all the way back up, releasing. Giving your head a few rolls if it's needed. Allow that neck to realign. And we're going to slowly move into our hero's pose. So what you want to do here is just slide those legs all the way round, coming to sit onto the knees. Find that nice tall spine here. And we're going to gently move into what I like to call the dancing camel. Some of you may already know camel pose, and this is just a nice variation. So you want to separate those knees just slightly more, and we're going to rise up onto the hips. And what we want to do here is we want to lower that left hand all the way down to come to the outside of the left foot and just stretch that right arm overhead. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to lower all the way down, bringing the right hand behind you, stretching all the way up. Exhale as we lower and switch as we inhale. Exhale, we lower. Inhale, switch. 2 more of these, so over to the left. Lower and over to the right. Coming back to our hero's pose and gently bringing those hands out in front to find just a brief tabletop here, just for one inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to tuck those toes under, rise those hips nice and high for downwards facing dog. Just take a couple of breaths here. Feel that stretch through the whole body, up the back of the legs, through the spine, the shoulders and the arms. And just bring the gaze all the way down towards the feet. And on the next breath in, slowly walking those feet all the way in between the hands to your forwards fold. Let that body hang. And as we inhale, take a bend in that left knee. Just see if you can draw that right leg all the way back. Find yourself in a low lunge. And maybe seeing if you can move that left leg forward slightly with the help of your hand. Really sinking into our lunge here. Inhale, let the arms rise up. Find your balance. Maybe seeing if we can take those hands back slightly to create a bend in the back. Breathing in through the nose. And as we exhale, find a twist. So bringing that right arm all the way up behind you. Let that left arm come in front and see if you can bring the gaze over to the right hand here. Inhale with me, rise the arms all the way back up. And as we exhale, we're going to bring those hands all the way down to frame that left leg. And you're going to rise back through the hips, straighten the left leg and flex through that left foot, coming into our half split pose. So you don't want to be really hunching here. You want to just come up on the fingertips. Maybe if you need a block, just place them underneath the hands. Create that nice elongated spine, bringing the gaze forward. Really finding that stretch through the left leg, through that calf muscle. Take a breath in. And as we breathe out, gently bending back into that left knee, back into our low lunge. Bringing those hands down to frame that left foot, and we're going to work through a vinyasa. So you're going to gently tuck those right toes under and come all the way back to our high plank pose. So take a breath in, rising all the way back. Exhale, we're going to lower that belly all the way down to the ground. And on the next inhale, what we're going to do is I want you to just separate those hands just slightly wider than the mat And we're going to take a different variation of our cobra pose here. So we're going to take an oscillating cobra. So you're just going to come up onto the fingertips. And as we breathe in, you're going to press through the fingertips. Let that chest and belly rise. As we exhale, peel that chest all the way back down. Inhale as we rise up. Exhale as we lower. Inhale as we rise up. Exhale as we lower. And then you're just going to bring those hands all the way back underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes under, take a breath in with me. And as we breathe out, you're just going to work your way all the way back to your downwards facing dog. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose and sigh out the mouth. And on the next breath in, you're going to walk those feet all the way to the front of the mat, back into your forwards fold. Allow that body to really hang here. And on the next breath in, bending those knees nice and generous and just stepping that left leg all the way back, coming into your low lunge, back to where we were, just on the opposite leg now. So feel that stretch through the left quadricep. Again, maybe edging that right foot forward if you need to. And as we breathe in, rise the arms all the way up. Exhale, we're going to bring that left arm all the way behind, the right arm in front. Find a twist, bring the gaze over to the left hand. One breath. Inhale with me, rise the arms to the sky. And as you exhale, you're going to rise back through the hips, straightening that right leg this time, coming back into your half splits. So just allow those hands to come all the way down to frame that right leg. Again, no hunching here, find a nice flat spine. Bring the gaze forwards. Take a breath in, bending back into that right knee, coming back to your low lunge. And we're going to just bring those hands to frame the foot. Tuck those toes under, working back through our variation of vinyasa. So lifting that left knee off the ground, stepping the right foot all the way back, find a high plank. Take a breath in. As we exhale, lowering through chaturanga. Bring the belly to the ground, coming back through our oscillating cobra. So just bringing those fingertips wider than the mat. Coming up onto the tip of the fingers, take a breath in, rising up. Breathing out as we lower. Breathing in as we rise. Breathing out as we lower. Bringing those hands underneath the shoulders. And you're not going to tuck the toes this time. We're going to work our way into a child's pose. So we're just going to bring those big toes to touch. And you're going to press through the hands, rising all the way back, spreading those knees nice and wide, sinking back into your child's pose. Allow that forehead to come down to the ground. Take a couple of breaths here. Just surrender to any feelings you may have here, any unwanted feelings that you want to let go of. Now's a good time to release. So just take some nice deep breaths, allowing yourself to really let go of anything you don't want to be holding in the body here. And we're going to slowly walk those fingertips all the way over to the left-hand side. So just lift your forehead off the ground. Walk those fingers and place that forehead back on the ground. And see if you can place that right hand on top of the left here. Just take a few breaths. Find that stretch in the side body. On the next breath in, walking those fingertips all the way back through center, lift that forehead off the ground and slowly walk the fingertips all the way over to the right hand side this time, placing the head back down on the ground. Feel that stretch in the left side body. Maybe see if you can place the left hand on top of the right. This is going to create more of a stretch here. As we breathe in, walking those fingertips all the way back towards center, and you're just going to pick up that right hand and see if you can slide it underneath the left. You want to face that palm towards the sky, resting that right shoulder down onto the ground, resting that right ear onto the ground. Take a few breaths. Gently releasing the right arm all the way back through center, lifting that head off the ground. And then you're going to slowly thread that left hand all the way under, dropping the left shoulder down to the ground, left ear to the ground, and letting the palm raise up towards the sky. Find a nice stretch here, opening up through the shoulders. Take some breaths. And on the next inhale, maybe see if you can take a bind with the right hand now. So rising that right arm all the way up behind you. Just allowing that right shoulder just to open. Take some breaths. And slowly releasing that right arm all the way out in front, lifting the head off the ground and releasing that left arm out in front of you. You're just going to begin to walk those hands all the way back towards you. See if you can lift the bottom off the heels and take a cross in the ankles, just to come back to your Sukhasana, easy pose here, back in your cross legs. Take a moment to get comfortable, let that spine be nice and tall. Take a breath in, rise the arms to the sky. As we breathe out, lowering the hands all the way down to heart center, just closing through the eyes. Allow the mind and the body to become soft. Take a moment of stillness. Notice how the body's feeling. Thank you everyone for practicing with me today. Namaste.